Hey friends, so it seems like fall is the season of test knits for me. I always find myself doing lots of test knitting in the fall time, and I have yet another one to add to the list. I am going to be testing the Malibu Barbie Bralette for Knitting Tipsy, and I'm going to be using Casita from Sorella Yarn. And what I'm thinking is I will take this up and swatch tonight, and then this weekend I'm going to be going on a trip to Webs, and I'm thinking it would be fun to see how much of the bralette I can get done over the weekend. It seems like Chelsea brings out these crochet challenges in me, so let's see what we can do. Good morning. It is super gross and gloomy today, but I am doing a quick check-in to say that I am swatched and blocked, and I have gauge, and I am about to hop in the car. We are going to go to Webs today, and we have about 6 hours of driving ahead of us. So we live a lot closer to Webs than that, but we're basically like going in the wrong direction to pick up my mom so that she can have her first Webs experience. So lots of driving. I have not started my bralette yet. I'll check in. I need some coffee. I overslept. We're running late. Goodbye. Good morning. I did not do so great yesterday. I was getting pretty car sick in the car because it was like rainy, gross, and lots of traffic. So I did not get as far as I wanted to in the car. And then I also forgot my neck light that I like to use when we'll be driving in the dark. So there was about an hour and a half when we were driving home that it was too dark for me to see, so I had to stop crocheting. I got the first cup done on the way up to Webs. And then we had so much fun at Webs, by the way. I took like 5 seconds of footage and then immediately got distracted by the yarn and totally forgot to record anything else. But it was so much fun. And then on the way home, I worked on the second cup. So I got to I think I had like 3 rows left by the time I had to stop in the car. So when we got home, I quickly just finished up the last couple of rows. So now my cups are done. I am ready to join them. And I think we're going to have a pretty lazy day. I have some chores to do, but mostly I would like to try and catch up. I definitely want to see if I can get the front panel done today, and maybe let's see if we can get the back panel started. I feel like if I really wanted to, I could probably try to get the whole thing finished today, but I am getting a little bit of pain in my neck and back and wrists. It's been a little bit of a rough weekend, so I should probably take it easy, but I'm going to see how much I can get done, and yeah, I'll update you soon and maybe brush my hair. We'll see. Front panel done. Hair still has not been brushed. Let's move on to the back. Okay, so here's what's happening. Chelsea had asked us to make the front panel to pattern and then weigh it and send her the yardage that we used, which is fine. She needs that information. So my front panel weighed exactly 50 grams. So I used exactly half of my skein for it. Actually, just less than half of my skein because often hand-dyed yarns come with slightly more or less than the 100 grams that they're listed as. So this skein was 104 grams to begin with. So my front panel was 50 grams. I had 54 grams left in my cake. So I wanted to add some length to the front panel because right now it definitely, I mean, it covers everything it needs to cover, and actually I think I'm holding up it a little higher than intended, but it's definitely at bralette length, and I think I would get more wear out of it, especially since we're in October already. I think I would get more wear out of it if I added some length. So what I did is I started my back panel. Now the back panel does not have the triangular cups like the front does, so it should use less yarn. But I started this panel working from the other end of my cake. So I have my yarn coming from the outside, and this is connected to my front panel still. And now I'm working from the inside for my back panel. And my plan is to get the back panel to pattern, weigh that, make my notes for Chelsea and everything. And then I'm going to see how much yarn I have left, and I will, you know, add 2 rows to the front panel, add 2 rows to the back panel, that kind of thing, and just add as much length as I can until I have just a few grams left, and that will leave me enough for seaming and finishing in the straps. So we'll see. I am almost halfway through the back panel, actually. It will, I mean, it's a bralette, so it's not going to be a very thick back panel to begin with, but this is also going to get some length when I block it. It definitely will grow. So, hoping to finish this up, and I'll check in with you in a little bit. Super quick check-in. I am done, kind of. I have made the front and back panels to pattern, so they are complete. The front has the triangles and the back is just a rectangle. Both are still attached to my ball. I have 10 grams left. So what I'm going to do, I think, is add 2 rows to the front and the back. I think that's all I'll have yarn for. I'm going to keep weighing it as I go just to make sure. My back panel has 20 rows and it took 38 grams. So that means with, oh my gosh, that math is hard. So 20 rows is 38 grams, so then 10 rows would be 19 grams. 5 rows would be 9 grams. But I want to do 4 rows total, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. So that means I would hopefully have like 2 or 3 grams left over for finishing and seaming. Is that enough? And straps. I should look at how the straps are constructed so I can gauge how much yarn I need to use. I can also always take apart my swatch, but I think that's what I'm going to try and do. 2 rows to each. I don't think I will get it done today because we are going to just hang out for a bit, my husband and I. So I'm going to count this as like I technically finished it in the weekend, and then I'm just going to do my extra stuff tomorrow, and then I'm going to block it before seaming and straps because that's what Chelsea recommends, and I'm going to follow the pattern. So I will check in really quickly once I do those extra rows, probably tomorrow. We'll get it blocked. It's going to take a little bit to dry, because as things are getting cooler here, that means things take a lot longer to dry, unfortunately. So I will check in probably then in a few days after it's dry and I can get some straps on. Also, one other little thing that I just want to gripe about for a moment. I was starting to get pretty frustrated because I have a whole bunch of times in this yarn where, like, let's see, I wonder if you'll be able to see it. Can you see? I don't know. Like, where new yarn was joined in. Yeah, there we go. So like during the spinning process, new yarn needed to be joined in, and that's fine. I mean, that's how yarn is made. But for some reason, there were a bunch of spots in this yarn that, come on, focus, there we go, that was like really messy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those spots. And like, yeah, I definitely, sorry, dropped my yarn. I could totally just work past those. They're not gonna like really affect my project. It's not like a knot in the yarn, but I don't like to. I like to skip past them. So that just gave me a lot of extra ends to weave in, and I'm kind of annoyed about it. But oh well. So yeah, that's where we are today. Success! I topped in 2 days. I mean, kind of. It needs to be put together. All right, so here's what happened. I think that in the last clip where I talked about the weight of things, something was off because I weighed the yarn that I had left again right after that clip because I think I said I had 10 grams left and that just felt wrong. So I reweighed it and I had 14 grams, which sounded a little bit better. So basically I added 2 rows to the front and back panels from what the pattern states. So not too much, but I think it got me like almost an inch of length. So then what I just did, you can see I'm like uploading a video to YouTube right now. And while I was waiting for some things and doing some editing, I seamed these. Oh, well, I blocked it. After I did those 2 extra rows, I blocked everything. And then, as I've been sitting here, I seamed things and I wove in ends. So now it doesn't look great because it is like this has positive ease and I have no straps on it, so it's not going to hold itself up. But basically all I have left to do right now is finishing. So I have to go around the bottom, and then there's one big round or row that goes around the top to finish it off and create the straps and join them. So I have 5 grams left currently, and I'm really hoping that that is enough. Also, I'm wearing my, what's this called? Framework bralette by Jessie Maed, and this is in Frankie Gray Fibers. Love is Love, but I got it when they were To The Max Co. I'm not sure if they still have this color. I don't see why they wouldn't, because it's great. Anyway, I'm going to, I think what I'm going to do is do the bottom edging first, just so I can get that out of the way and weigh my yarn again. And then I'm going to go into the top edging, and maybe I will have to take apart my swatch, but we'll see. Wish me luck. Also, I'm going to go take a picture for Instagram first, and then I'm going to do all that stuff. Catch you later. So here's what happened. I think, I don't even know how many times I did this again. I believe I'm on my 4th time of doing the finishing here, and I definitely want to make sure it's known that this is not like an issue with the pattern or like a poor testing experience or like Chelsea's making me make all these changes or anything. Like, I have totally been just like, as we're chatting in the tester chat, I'm like, oh, let me try it. And I rip out my edging and I try it again, like before anyone even has anything to say about it, because it's not taking me very long. And to be honest, I like doing some things like that sometimes. I mean, if it was like a really big thing, I might be upset. But for something like this, where it's not a huge investment of my time and I'm helping the fit for myself and for others and for Chelsea and her pattern, I don't mind doing it because I like learning about it. You know, it's helping me too as a designer learn how things fit bodies and learn what certain things do to fabrics when you do certain things to them. I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, so I had done, I think the last thing I filmed, I had done the slip stitches around the back to pull things in. And it worked, it was fine, it was good, but it definitely, slip stitches in crochet are tight, so it gave it, you know, a decent bit of structure around the top of the back. And then we started talking in the tester chat, and Chelsea was talking about fiber content and how much drape things have, and also the fact that we all, or most of us, I believe, were blocking our 2 panels before we seamed them and then doing the edging. And so basically that was leaving us with the things holding our piece together were unblocked. So what I did is I tried doing the edging and the straps and everything to pattern. Once again, same hook, went to pattern. I did choose to shorten the straps by, I think, 5 stitches, just because I felt like it would be a little bit better for me to pull things up in the back for my fit. And then I gave everything a real good steam, and I think it's looking good. I'm not particularly wearing the best bra with this today, so you can maybe see it sticking out at times, but this is just what I had readily available at the moment to throw on. So I think it's looking good. I have, this is exactly to the pattern for the size 3, except for 2 little extra rows around the bottom to add a teensy bit of length. And I'm a 36-inch bust, so I believe, shoot, I can't remember the pattern's ease at the moment. 2 inches? 4 inches? I will put the number here. I've been doing a lot of pattern things for myself and other people, and now all the like eases and recommendations are jumbling in my head. But whatever the pattern says for the size 3 for a 36-inch bust, that's what I have is the recommended ease. So what I also did was I decided to make another one. So this is, don't even think about it. Sorry, my dog heard me talking and started trying to make a run for it to go get some snacks out of the litter boxes. This is the Periwinkle Sheep Purpose in the colorway Gold Rush. And this went together so quickly that I stopped very briefly when I was in between my 2 panels to think, oh, I should probably film some of this. And then I was like already sitting down watching TV, and I was like, my camera's all the way upstairs. And then it was done. So this is my second sample. I decided to make a size 2 this time around. And once again, same hook, same gauge, all that stuff. And I have neutral ease on this one. So basically, remember that neutral ease for these measurements is around my full bust. So of course you're going to see, positive ease down here. Underneath my bust, it's going to be drapey because the neutral ease is at the fullest part of the bust, of the body. And so therefore, not everything is the same circumference. So other parts of my body are going to show differing eases. So this one is completely made to pattern except for the very teensy tiny modification that the straps on the back, the stitch that is noted in the pattern that I should be joining the straps to, I did 1 strap closer to the armpit. So 1 strap, did I just say 1 strap? 1 stitch closer to the armpit. So that's it. It moved it over just the teensiest bit for the straps, and that helped me to get just a little bit like more even distribution of the way things were hanging, I guess, on my body. So this one is all done. This worked up so stinking fast. Like I said, I forgot to record any of it. And I'm really happy to have a second one. I love my first one, and I have been saving that yarn for this bralette for a long time, but I'm also really happy to have a like a neutral-ish color. Is gold a neutral? I think so. I think we can count it. Yeah, and this one this is a really plump yarn, so it doesn't have as much drape as the other one. So it ends up having a bit more structure, so I need to give this one a pretty good steam. And because it's so plump, the yardage of the skeins is lower, and so therefore I was not able to add any length to this one, but honestly, I think it's okay. I mean, these are super high rise jeans, but I think it looks good. I've been, of course, now it's fall up here, so I've been wearing it under some cardigans and stuff, and I'm loving it. So the Malibu Barbie Bralette is now available, so I will link all the places down below. Please go check out Chelsea. Give her some support. She's also sharing all of the testers on Instagram, and there are so many cool versions, and everyone looks so amazing. So please go give them some love. I think my next one of these might be to do with some contrast edging. Someone just tried that in the chat, and it looks really good. So anyway, I'll put some actual finished pictures of both of these bralettes at the end. Please make sure you go give Chelsea some love and support and grab yourself a copy of this pattern. Oh, and also, you can, if you join Chelsea's Ko-fi membership thing, you get, I don't want to say the details incorrectly, but I know that there is one of the tiers in which you will get a free pattern if it releases in the month that you are a member. So instead of just buying a pattern, why don't you join in the Ko-fi fun? I will also link that below. You can do monthly whip and sip calls with us. Chelsea shares all kinds of behind the scenes stuff, and it is lots of fun. And we just got a Discord so we can all talk to each other, which is tons of fun too. I love making new Fiverr friends. Also, speaking of which, let's not talk about that electric spinning wheel that's hiding back there that I haven't admitted to anyone in the world yet that I got. Although, let's talk about it, actually, if you want to. If you know anything, tell me what to do. Thank you. But more importantly, go check out the Malibu Barbie Bralette. Available now, ready for you to get making, and take care of you. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.